Support for this podcast comes from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative, connecting communities with the resources, infrastructure, and networks to ensure a vibrant local free press.
From KVPR in Fresno, this is Central Valley Daily. It's Monday, June 2nd. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. An innovative program in rural West Fresno County is making higher education a closer reality for K-8 students.
It's really built to encourage a college-going culture early on.
In just a moment, we join in on a science experiment where young students from the community of Firebaugh are getting a start.
Support for Central Valley Daily comes from Body 20 in Fresno's Fig Garden Village, offering full-body electromuscle stimulation training sessions. It's a high-tech, time-efficient way to help preserve and rebuild lean muscle. Each 20-minute one-on-one session is guided by a certified coach using FDA-cleared technology. Body 20 accepts health savings account cards. More information available by searching the Fig Garden location at body20.com.
A program for young high school students in western Fresno County is offering ideas for their future. It involves college. As classes wind down for the summer in the community of Firebaugh, students are not just leaving with a regular education. Esther Quintanilla, with our news partner, the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative, recently visited students there. She brings us this story that starts with a science experiment.
It's a sunny spring day, and 24 fifth graders squeeze into a computer lab. The students from Mills Intermediate School are visiting Coalinga College's satellite campus in Firebaugh.
Okay, find a seat. There's some right here. I don't bite too hard.
Kenneth Henry is a chemistry professor at the community college.
How's everyone?
He leads the students through a brisk science experiment about the light spectrum.
You guys have glasses?
He passes out special lenses called diffraction glasses, and they watch what colors shine out of a light bulb.
I see pink. I see purple, blue, red.
They're there as part of a novel program called Crayons to College. It brings K-8 kids to campus regularly throughout the spring semester.
What do you guys think? Pretty excited?
It was created by education leaders to get students in Firebaugh interested in higher education in STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. Henry has seen dozens of classes roll through his campus as part of this program.
All right, everybody say thank you on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you! As a professor of 9 years at the Firebaugh Center, he says younger learners are much more fascinated in the classroom than his regular college-age students.
Seeing that youth and seeing them when they light up, when they first get in there, they're all kind of quiet and they're all like, what is this guy going to do? And then after they do the experiment, they're like, they're lit up, they're asking questions, they're engaged.
He hopes that being in real laboratories can inspire these younger students to pursue careers in STEM.
And it's good to get these students started early, in that sense, because they're being exposed to sciences. And a lot of times we underestimate their potential, particularly being in a rural area.
That's one of the ideas that sparked the Crayons to College program.
It's really built to encourage a college-going culture early on.
That's Amber Myrick of Coalinga College. She says for rural communities like Firebaugh, it's crucial that community colleges have a strong presence. That's why the campus joined forces with Mills Intermediate. The vast majority of students here are Latino and come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Nearly half are also English learners. For many, college may seem out of reach.
So even if mom and dad haven't gone to college, these students have been at our center, have seen college classes, have talked to college instructors, and also the counselors that may enroll them later.
8th graders can even take a college class. It's a 1-credit dual enrollment course for career exploration.
In 8th grade, you may not know what exactly you want to do. And so it kind of sets them up so that they can think about, okay, what am I going to study in the future? And most definitely sets them up for high school dual enrollment as well.
One student who's taken full advantage of the program is Tonatzin Avila. She's been coming to the Firebaugh Center since she was in 2nd grade. Plus, her siblings went to school there. She says she can see herself becoming successful like them.
I want to be either a teacher or a marine biologist.
While she isn't thinking about college just yet, she's excited for what's to come.
I feel like I just need to enjoy elementary school and kind of get prepared for college. and learn more.
But before the students finish their day in college and walk back to intermediate school, they have one more stop to make, taking a picture with the school mascot, Freddie the Falcon. For CVJC, I'm Esther Quintanilla.
And Esther joins me now to discuss her reporting a little further. Hey, Esther.
Hey, Liz.
So, Esther, first, can you tell us more about what happens at the Crayons to College program? Like, what other lessons do these students learn?
Yeah, it's a really interesting program because there's a lot of variety in what kind of activities and labs these kiddos can participate in. Some of them include health, so instructions in like CPR, other like blood drawing, kind of get an introduction to that. There's also some basic engineer introductions, math labs, that kind of thing. And all of them are really interactive, and professors really try to cater them toward each individual group, depending on their age level. So some of the older students may get more complex hands-on activities. Professor Henry, who we heard from in the story, also spoke about having some experiments with fire as part of the demonstration.
Ooh.
So it really depends, and it's really cool that they're able to meld it to each individual group. That day when I went out to Firebaugh, the other lesson that I saw was led by the Firebaugh police, and they just did like a basic Q&A and basic introductions to what police do in their community.
Do we know how many kids take part each semester in this program?
Yeah, so the day that I went out, there was about 40 kids, but each semester in total, there's about 1,000 students who like go in and out of the classrooms at the Firebaugh Center. So it ranges all the way from first graders all the way to the 8th graders. So it's a large amount of students.
Yeah, that is a lot. And I believe the 8th graders in the program can actually enroll in college classes. So how does that work? And do we know how many are taking advantage of that?
Yeah, it's a pathway that I'd never really heard about. Just because, you think of dual enrollment as something that you take advantage of in high school. So I thought it was really innovative that they were able to offer that kind of pathway in 8th grade. So it's very similar to Crayons to College. It was built through Mills Intermediate and the Firebaugh Center as a way to kind of introduce kids into the idea of college. And so the 8th grade branch is called Junior Falcons, and Falcons is the mascot of the Firebaugh Center. So the way that it works is that a select number of 8th graders at the school are chosen to participate in the program. They have to apply, and they take a 1-unit course over the course of about a month into what's called like a career exploration, to kind of get an introduction into what they might want to study in the future if they do choose to go to college. And because it's dual enrollment, they're getting graded, at the college, but also at their own school. They get transportation by their school to go to the campus. And for that month, they're real college students. The program is still pretty new. It's only been running for a couple years, so there's not too much data that they were able to give me. But so far, the administrators at the Firebaugh Center were really happy with the progress that they've been seeing. A lot of the students who participate in the Junior Falcons program go on to take dual enrollment classes when they're in 9th grade, 10th grade, that kind of thing. So they're really hoping and they're really optimistic that it kind of leads into like a better college-going mindset in their community.
There's been a narrative that's been growing recently that not all kids necessarily need to go to college, that there are a lot of opportunities outside of 4-year universities like trade schools and things. Did any of the people you spoke to address those concerns?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a sentiment that's been growing over the last couple of years. Of course, the Firebaugh Center is a higher education institution, so their goal really is to push students to that higher education pathway. But the campus itself, because it's a satellite branch from Coalinga College, they also offer other types of degrees and certifications that don't necessarily need like the full 4-year bachelor's degree. So yeah, they really want to get people into like shorter certifications to get them into the workforce. So that would include like nursing programs, foods and science, welding, trucking, all of these things that are a little bit shorter in the educational pathway. So that way people are able to enter their industries without needing that full bachelor's degree.
Esther Quintanilla with the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative. Thanks for this reporting.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's today's show. Today's episode was produced by Jonathan Linden, Carrie Klein, and KVPR, with support from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. You can find the latest local news anytime at kvpr.org.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you're going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.